Today, we're going to talk about how you can automatically generate YouTube video chapters for all of your YouTube videos. Now, this is great if you're a content creator or some of your customers create content to upload to YouTube, whether they're a creator themselves or just for marketing purposes. Now, you might be wondering, what are video chapters? So let's go over that first. So video chapters are these little things that pop up. If you've watched a lot of YouTube videos, you've probably seen them as you sort of browse different creators. Some creators use them, some creators don't. But generally speaking, they provide benefits to your viewers, makes your videos a lot easier to navigate, and it also has positive SEO benefits. And what I mean by that is each of these chapters can actually show up on Google. So if your video chapter names are SEO optimized or have keywords in them, they can actually show up in Google and you can get a lot of traffic, extra traffic that way as well. So what do these chapters look like and how do you add them? So to add them is actually a bit of a unique experience. There's no like toggle or anything. It's a bit hidden. So what you actually need to do is add these timestamps to your video description. And once you add them, YouTube will automatically extract these timestamps and add them as chapters to your video. So this is an example here. And a creator that I think does this really well is Ali Abdaal. So I'm sure some of you have watched these videos. He's got millions of subscribers, and most of his videos have these chapters in them, which make them really easy to navigate. And you can see down here, he's got timestamps. So now that we've established what these video chapters are and how to add them, how do you actually do it? How do you automate it? So manually, it's pretty straightforward. You just your video content, you come up with these chapters, come up with the timestamps and just put it in the description. So how do we automate it? So the automation basically is we want it to run every time we publish a new video to our channel. Every time there's a new video to our channel, we want to extract the transcript of that video, and we want the transcript to include timestamps. And the reason for that is because without timestamps, we're not going to be able to generate the video chapters. And then after that, we pass it into a AI, so ChatGPT or something like that, to get our hopefully SEO optimized video chapters. Cool. So that's the overview. Let's get into building. But before that, let's go over what tools we'll be using. So for our AI model, we're going to be using ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is from OpenAI, which means you will need a OpenAI API key. So this is not the normal ChatGPT product you're used to. This is the OpenAI platform. So you're going to need to go to platform.openai.com and sign up, get that all set up, and go to the API key section and generate a new API key. We'll also be using Dumpling AI. So Dumpling AI is my product. Dumpling AI lets you scrape and extract clean web data with AI. And as one of the functions, we have a YouTube transcript extractor, which we'll be using. So to get the Dumpling AI API key, very similar to OpenAI, you just got to sign up and then go to the API key section and generate an API key. Cool. That's basically all we need. So with that, let's get into building. So first block here will be the YouTube block. And I want to basically run this automation every time I publish a video to my own YouTube channel. So I'm going to use the watch videos in a channel. You're going to need to connect your YouTube account. So just follow the instructions when you drag in the block. You need your channel ID. You can find it on your own channel page, but I find it a lot easier just to do the channel handle ID finder. So I've put in my own channel ID here. So YangP10, which is the channel you should be watching right now. And it's automatically found the channel ID for me, which is really good. We don't need to do published before, published after. And then the video limit is how many videos it's pulling each time. And given most YouTube channels don't publish more than one video a day, usually one is enough. My channel certainly doesn't publish that many videos a day. So one is generally enough here. So let's run this to make sure it's working. Yep. So it's pulled a video that I published a long time ago, one of my earlier videos. It's got my video ID, title, description, which is really good, but not enough to generate chapters, because as you can imagine, you need to understand what is happening within the video itself and when it's happening to generate these video chapters or these timestamps. That's where Dumpling AI comes in. So we're going to drag in a Dumpling AI module and use the get YouTube transcript action. And what we're going to do is just pull in this video ID for the video URL, but the video ID is just the ID. We actually need the full URL. So I'm just going to copy this video URL from Ali Abdal's channel here, just as a template, and I'm going to remove the video ID. So what we have now is just the template, so the YouTube video URL plus the ID here. So when it inserts the video ID, it will look like a normal YouTube video link. Here, you're going to want to include timestamps because we need to have the timestamps in order to generate the video chapters. And then finally, this is timestamps to combine. I recommend just leaving this as 5. But for those of you who are interested in what this actually does, it just combines multiple timestamps together. So if you're watching like a YouTube video and you've got
welcome back to the channel.
a closed captions on, you can see that the captions are actually quite short. So YouTube is very granular with their transcripts or their captions. So what we do is combine a couple of them into one so you don't get a super messy transcript. So I recommend leaving it 5 unless you have some sort of unique requirements here. Cool. So let's run through from the beginning again. And let's see, using an expired API key. So I've got a few in here just from my own testing. So I'm going to update to the one that actually works. Let's run that again. It should pull the transcript. Cool. So cool. We've got the transcript here. You can see it's got a couple of different timestamps combined together, which is what I was talking about earlier. And now we need to pass this into our AI model. So we're going to be using ChatGPT or GPT-4o to turn this into a YouTube transcript, a YouTube video chapters. So you're going to choose the ChatGPT module, create a completion, and then you're going to choose your model. So we're going to use GPT-4o, but realistically, you could use a cheaper model if you wanted to. You could probably get away with 3.5 Turbo. But for now, let us use GPT-4o. So I'm going to put in a system prompt, and I'm going to say you will be provided with a YouTube transcript. Please generate YouTube video chapters. Now we need to give it an example of what format these chapters come in. So I'm going to come over here and just copy a few transcripts, bring it over. So video chapters should be in the following format. And I'm just going to chapter name. Cool. So that's looking good. And then we're going to say that chapter name should be SEO. Nice. So I suspect we're going to need to come back and tweak this a little bit, but let's start with that. And then for my next message, I'm just going to pass in the transcript that Dumpling AI has pulled from my video. And then for max tokens, let's just do 500 because my videos aren't too long. So the video chapters don't need to be that long either. Cool. So that looks good. Let's run through it from the beginning. See how this goes. Cool. So we've got a transcript now. It's actually pretty good. So the timestamps are a bit wrong here. And I suspect it might have to do with the example I gave it. So we look quickly here. You can see that it's accidentally pulled a shorts video, which we don't actually need. So you can filter those out, but maybe let's just keep going. Let's run it again and hope it's not a short this time. Short again. So let's see, there's no way to filter out shorts here, so it'll be a bit annoying. Because in reality, it doesn't really matter if it runs on a short. If it runs on a short, you can just not publish the timestamps and the video chapters that you get. So I usually just don't bother, but it's a bit annoying for this tutorial because it just means we're not getting full transcripts. Oh, there we go. Now we have a full transcript. And let's have a look at the result. This is looking pretty good. You might argue that there's maybe too many chapters here, so you can tweak the prompt and say maximum of 5, maximum of 10, or each chapter should be at least 2 minutes long or something like that. For me, I'm okay with this. I think something like this makes it easier for the video to navigate, I might actually include video chapters should be minimum a minute long. Just so that works. Cool. So that's looking good. The other problem right now is, oh, it's not a problem. It's only responding with the video chapter, so that's good. But let's just reaffirm that. So only respond with the video chapters and nothing else. Cool. So the next thing here is you'd want to update your YouTube video description with the chapters that have been generated. So unfortunately, the YouTube module within make.com doesn't support that. So what you need to do is actually do it manually. So there's two ways to go about here, right? So one, you can just have all of these transcripts right into a Google Sheet or an Airtable, and you can copy it across. But for me, what I find easier is I just get an email with the transcript. And then, so I just email myself with the results and I just copy it over. I just find that to be easiest. So I'm just going to do yang@dumplingai.com. And I'm just going to say video transcript, YouTube video transcript, and I'm just going to do the results here. And then I just copy it across when it's done. Now, one final thing before I run through it from the beginning is I realize here that I'm only passing in the transcript. Sometimes it might be helpful to pass in the video title as well as the description as well. And the reason for that is sometimes the transcript that is pulled from YouTube, because it's the auto-generated transcript, has some slight typos in it, especially if you're using brand names or people's names or places' names. Sometimes that doesn't transcribe very well. Whereas if you mention them in your titles and stuff like that, there won't be typos in that. So I'm going to put in video description, video transcript, and video title here. Cool. So that's all looking good. I'm going to run through everything here, and I'm going to open up my email whilst it's all running in the background. So looks like it's all finished running. So I'm opening up my email now, and it looks like it might be another short, which is really annoying. So in reality, it doesn't matter. I just ignore it when it's a short. You can probably filter it. It's just probably not worth the operations or the effort. So let's just run through it again. So all of my shorts contain hashtags. So an easy way to skip it would just be to only run if your title doesn't contain all these hashtags, right? That would be one way to filter if you wanted to. Anyways, let's just run through it again and hope it's not a short. This one does not look like a short, hoping. So if I open up my transcript here again and switch to my next email, you can see that it is here. So this one is a bit annoying because it's not formatted. So if I want it to be formatted well, I'm going to say respond in HTML. Each chapter should be on a new line. And the reason for that is because the Gmail module here accepts HTML. So if it's not HTML, sometimes it just makes it all run on one line. It loses the new lines. So let's run again and hope I don't get a short. Let's have a quick look, see what I get. That's a short. So let me run it again. And I am just going to look at what I have. So let's have a look here. Do not include in your response. Okay, let's do this. Let's run through. Okay, that's looking pretty good now. Honestly, if you're really lazy and you don't even want to do the Gmail thing, you can just skip that. So every time there's a new video, just come into make.com and copy the the video chapters over. But just for this video, I'm going to work through this just for you guys. I'm going to check my emails again, see if the newest one is right. So this is the newest one, and that is looking pretty good. So I can just take these transcripts, go over to my video, copy it in, and I am done. And once you've copied that in, your video chapters will show up and your viewers will love you and your videos will also show up in Google search. Anyways, a bit of trouble in the last few steps there, but we've got it running now. That's it for today's video. If you have any questions, feedback, or thoughts, feel free to leave a comment. If you have any ideas for what I should do a tutorial on next, also leave a comment. But that's it for today's video. If you like this tutorial, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. But with that, I'll see you in my next video.